Thank you very much. Good. Okay. So using your ni suru, let's try these ones first. So Effie, do you want to try the first one? I tried to drive the new car.
So try this. So 新しい車を wait, that's like 運転するようにします。
するように, and then this is in the past tense.
Yeah, I tried. Oh, あれ、しました。
Yeah.
No, what was no.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't have to inflect for time this verb here, okay? Because we're just saying that there was a moment in the past. This moment is reflected by shimashita, where you went to try to drive the car. Yeah. So this is suru.
Okay.
Cool, good. 新しい車を運転するようにしました. Good. Constantina, I will try and watch this movie again. Didn't you have this one last week?
The same, exactly.
Okay, let's do this one instead. Matty is trying to pass his fifth dan again.
マティさんは、I trying to pass his fifth, we start with the part. To pass his I know this verb. Ukaru. Sama yoni ukaru ni yoni.
Hi, Sophie.
Shimasu.
Hi. So he's trying.
He's trying. Sorry. Shiteimasu.
Good. Yeah.
Okay.
And again.
Godan no shinsa. I forgot this.
Yeah.
Part.
And also, again, you forgot as well.
Yeah, I was more focused on the verb. Moikai.
Moikai. Good. Yeah. Moikai.
Okay, now makes more sense.
And then Godan.
Godan no shinsa.
Good. And what particle would we use?
O.
Good. Yes. Mati-san wa mou ikkai Godan no shinsa o ukaru you ni shite imasu. Yes.
I'm going from the inside to the edges.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. It's at the moment all I want you guys to do is to practice constructing bits of the sentence and just getting used to this yoni suru, yoni shimashita, yoni shite imasu, etc. Yeah. Okay, Yari. Adam tried. Oh, actually, let's do this one here. I will try and watch this movie again.
この映画を再度に見るようにします。
Can you say that again? この映画を
再度に。
再度
again。再度。
それを使いますか？
再度。
使
えますよ。
そうですか？
大丈夫です。
聞いたことないです。再度
っていうのはもう一度ですね。もう一度再度って言います。
再度ですね。はい。
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. 再度。
はいらないかもしれない。
再度。
はい。
再度に見るようにします。
見るようにします。Yes, good.
再度2の2はいらないです。
そうですか。再度。
再度見るように。
見た後に。
再度。
ありがとう。
So this is an interesting word. Let's find it a second.
再度の際は再開の際ですね。ドア。
Again. Second time.
What was the other again?
また
見る。もう一回。再度。
Present Piotr's phone.
再度 sounds a little bit more formal.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Cool. Good. Well found. Jock. Adam tried to speak to her, but she ignored him.
Adam さんが彼女に話せようにしかし彼女を無視した。
Sorry, Jock, I just ran out of typing speed. 話すように
彼女が無視した。
So we just need something here though.
いや、彼女に
話すように。
彼女が無視しました。
彼女が無視しました。So the only thing is that we need this 話すように and then we need する in some form.
話すように。
話すようにしましたが for example.
Okay.
Yeah.
しましたが。Okay.
しましたが彼女が無視。
So we've got another ga before mushi then. Is that...
Yeah, but that's not particularly problematic. We've got one that means one's a particle marking the subject, one's a but. I mean, if you wanted to avoid saying ga ga ga, what would you put in this place instead?
Master kedo.
Kedo? Yeah. 彼女が無視しました。
Demo?
しましたでも you can't really put demo after ました can you, Yuki?
しました。変ですね。
Little bit strange, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, if you had しました comma and then you could kind of restart the sentence demo, but to join this neatly together then ga or kedo would be more fluid, wouldn't it?
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Yuki Seto. I tried to give up smoking by chewing gum.
これはように使うんですよね。
So we're going to do とする later on. So we use
タバコを吸わないよう、タバコをやめるように。
やめるように。
ガムを食べました。違うか。
Gum, do you say 食べた or 噛んだ？
噛んだ、食べる。ガムを食べる。ガムをかじる。ガムを噛む。ガムを噛むの方がいいかな。噛みました。あとように。やめれるように。やめるように。
Yeah. Would you use the potential here, Yuki?
やめれるようにの方があれですね。タバコをやめれるように。Because you are trying to give up.
Yeah.
食べれるように。
やめられる？
やめれる。やめられるですね。
やめられる。
正しくはられるです。
はい。
でもみんならは言わないんですよね。
そう、they just say やめられる。
らを抜く人が多いです。私もよく抜きます。やめれるように。
So guys, I don't know if you understood what Yuki just said. This is grammatically the correct way of saying this. やめられる to be able to give up. But what Yuki said is that many Japanese people, including himself, drop this ra, so it comes out as やめれる instead of やめられる。
食べられる、食べれるですよね。
Is that a recent change, Yuki?
My generation definitely get rid of the la.
Right.
Quite common.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You young people breaking our language.
Well, we kind of make it shorter and shorter down, I suppose. やめられるようにガムを噛みます。
So, Yuki, for all these cases, if we're using yoni, I mean, one of the reasons why I'm pushing us to use yoni is because there is a little bit of regulation about tameni, like the subjects have to be the same. But should all of these be converted into the potential form instead then, like unten dekiru yoni shimashita? Or
try to drive the new car. 運転できるようにだったら I try to be able to drive the new car. I try to drive the new car は、私は新しい車を運転してみました。
So yeah, we've done してみます and I wanted to come away from this.
So yeah, so するようにしました。I think it's fine.
It's fine. Okay.
見れるように。
This one here.
見れるように、再度見れるように、見れるに変えますね、私だったら。見られる。再度見られる。まあ、見られるの方が正しいかもしれないですね。でも、言うんだったら見れるですね。
はい。
見れる is basically saying that I'll do my best. Leru.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But grammatically, do we need to turn that into
Yoni.
the mirareru, the correct?
La はつけた方がいいです。
Mm,
If it was for the exam or anything, then
right.
la is probably better. But probably you can get away with not having. If you miss that la, I don't think that'll be a big problem because
In,
it's
in
very
speaking
common.
Japanese or in
Yes.
Western Japanese.
It's very common. So.
Right, right. And so do we have to then turn all of these into the potential form? Or would, for example, miru yoni shimasu, does that still infer that you're going to try and watch the movie again?
この映画を再度もう一回見るようにします。I think if you say 見るようにします, it sounds like you it's very small difference between 見るようにしますand 見られるようにします。Like 受かるように稽古しますね。受かれるように稽古します。受かれるように。受かるように。受かれるように for the golden one. For the part, his fifth then again. If you say 受かれるようにします、that obviously you're trying to 受かるようにします。Maybe 受かるように、受かる sounds a little bit more, you're kind of a little bit more determined. 受かれるように is you wish.
See if you can do it.
You're hoping.
Yeah.
やめられるように is like you are trying. やめるように feels like you are doing a little bit more effort, perhaps.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Very, very small difference.
Yeah, yeah. Because I did a bit of reading and research on this before making this lesson, and a few of the websites I went to, some of them said, "Oh, put this into the potential form," and some of them said, "No, just keep it in the plain form," to make this idea of striving to do something.
Yes, it's maybe it's slightly advanced, perhaps, because it's very, very small and very. 受かるように合格できるよう受かるように頑張りなさい。受かれるように頑張る。Yes, it's very small. Very, very subtle difference. It's the 受かれるように。
I think what we'll do for now then is we'll keep it as the plain form, because this then fits the kind of format of the other things that we've been working on. Yeah. Okay.
Whichever be easier for you is probably.
Yeah. Okay. Joseph, I will try to do 100 suburi every day.
毎日100素振りをやるようにしています。
Yeah, sure. Shimas or shiteimas. This is I will try, so shimas would work here.
Yuki-san's thinking, I'm afraid that it's not good. 100回 maybe?
100回素振るようにする？
素振りを100回。Or I'm just making it worse.
No, it's all right. I'm also waiting to see whether Yuki says something.
Yeah, this one is quite やるようにとやれるようには結構違います。やれるように is more like you need to make a space for maybe doing a 素振り。ように you are just trying to make time to do a 素振り。So,
okay, right. So yeah, so yareru would mean to see if I'm able to make it, whereas yaru yoni would mean
you just need to do it.
Just need to try. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I want us to aim towards. Really, is this yaru yoni to say I'm just going to try. I'll just have a go and I'll have a try, because this will then lead on to ikoto suru toka. Yeah.
そうですね。
はい。 Okay, so I'm not going to do this part here. Let's now do the yoni naru. So to talk about how we become able to do something. Let me just grab the examples. Yoni naru. Okay, so Joseph, Simon, by doing lots of studying, I became able to pass my chemistry exam.
Doing lots of study. Maybe motto benkyou.
Sorry, Simon, let me just help you there a second. So motto would mean more studying, but I think for lots, just using taksan is actually a neat way of expressing this.
たくさん勉強したから、So what's chemistry again? I think we had it last week.
Yeah, kagaku.
から科学の、can you say 審査 or is there another word for?
So I think for school exams, shiken is better, isn't it, Yuki?
Right.
Shiken.
Shiken.
It's not the same as a chicken.
And ukeru was to pass.
Ukaru.
Shiken ukaruようになりました。
Yes, なりました。Excellent. たくさん勉強したから科学の試験を受かるようになりました。Good. Now I'm just looking at Yuki's face to see whether or not that. 大丈夫かな？
これなりましたとなれましたって違うのかなと。
そうですね。はい。
まあでも大丈夫ですね。
ね。はい。Piotr, last year I became able to eat tomatoes. I'm not sure what you changed about yourself, but you suddenly became able.
So is it just tomato?
Yes.
Okay. 去年トマトを食べるようになりました。
So I became able to eat tomatoes.
食べられる。
Yeah. And what particle do we need after tomato?
In that case, we'll use ga.
Yes. 食べられる
ようになりました。
Yes, good. Cool. Spiros, today is Jesper's 18th birthday. Who did we just lose? Oh, Piotr. Today's Jesper's 18th birthday. He is now able to drive a car.
今日はJesperさんの18お誕生日です。
So for age, we use this sai.
Sai, yes.
Yeah, so this would be 18
歳のお誕生日です。
お誕生日です。Good.
誕生日です。
And he's now able to drive a car.
彼女
彼 He changed his gender as well.
彼を
not 彼を but 彼 he's now the subject of this.
彼は
Yeah.
車を運転するようになります。
So the past tense. Not narimasu, but
narimashita.
narimashita. Yes, good.
That is now. Is not the sentence is he's able now, not he was able.
Yeah, but this
So
means
why?
because this means he has now become. He's now changed to being able. From today, he's now 18.
Okay.
He has now changed to becoming able to drive a car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Understand.
So I think again here, if we put suru, this means not only he has become able, but he is now driving on a regular basis. Whereas I'll check this with Yuki in a second. If you said kuruma ga unten dekiru yoni, then this means he's able to drive a car, but he may never drive a car. Maybe he doesn't want to drive a car.
私みたいなことですね。
そうですね。Yuki's the same.
私は
He can drive a
運転できるよう
car,
になったけど、運転はしてません。
but he definitely won't drive a car.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think here again we should have the potential, really.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. And Sophie, I've now given up smoking.
今タバコを
Good.
Just given up. 吸わない
吸わない
ようになりました。
Very good. Yes. Excellent. Good. Effie, I think we're going to skip that one because this one just ended up becoming problematic. When Tina becomes 18, then she'll be able to drink alcohol.
Oh, when? Oh, no. Tina さんは、18歳、what was the particle? に
Yep.
なるとき
So you can avoid any problems with toki by using a different kind of conditional.
と同時に
No, not dojini. Do you remember we did this last week actually, the difference between using moshi and not using moshi in a
so like so you want the tara?
Yes.
I have in my now I don't know, it's natara or something.
Natara? Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Okay. She will be able. So sake o she will be able. So should I now in that case put the potential then?
Yes, but then I've just marked a tiny little problem for you.
Sake o. It's not sake o. Sake ga.
Sake ga. Yeah.
Okay. Sake ga. So potential. No. Noma.
And remember, nomu is a group 1 verb, isn't it? So
nomi. Yeah, that doesn't mean that I remember.
Okay, so let's think about our single group 1 verb. Iku.
Yeah.
Go becomes. Iku becomes.
Ikareru.
You're just making words up now.
It doesn't work anymore.
Hang on, Effie, let me help.
I don't know.
Just a second, let me help. Yuki, can you look away from the screen for a second, please?
Yeah, I'm not here.
Okay, he's not looking at you now. I think iku becomes ikeru. So nomu would become
nomeru.
Yep.
Nomeru, and then yoni.
Yep.
Narimasu.
Yes, good. Narimasu. Excellent. Good. Well done. Tina-san wa 18歳になったら酒が飲めるようになります。Good. Konstantina, I want to become able to read kanji.
That's a wishful thought indeed. Okay, λοιπόν.
I'll tell you what, let's make this more realistic to read a kanji.
Kanji. I
One
know
kanji.
roughly 100.
Oh, well, there you go. Then you can read kanji.
only if I want to. Makes sense. So, 漢字を、読める、be able to 読める。Ah, sì, potential. Ma che scazzo. Kanji ga yomeru yoni narimasu.
I want to become able.
Naritai desu.
Yes, naritai desu. Good. Cool, good. And Yari, I want to be able to do the New York Marathon.
New York ni marathon o.
New York ni marathon. I think probably not is probably better here, Yari. New York.
Okay, New York no marathon o. Marathon there is.
Sorry, one more time.
There is marathon now. Marathon.
Yes, this is the Japanese of marathon.
Marathon. Okay. Didn't know. Hashitai yoni.
I think you want to become. You want
Hashiru.
Hashiru. Yes.
But I want to do dekiru. Hashi.
So actually, I think if you would be understood if you said, if you used hashiru and then said yoni something something, you'd be understood. But probably better just to say to participate. So sanka suru would be
sanka shitai.
Yeah. I want to be able to participate.
Dekiru. Sanka dekiru.
Yeah. Sanka dekiru.
Yoni. Narimasu.
So I want to be able. I want to.
Able. I don't know what to say.
So if we could look above, we've got I want to become able to read the kanji. So ni naritai desu.
Okay, then it's naritai desu.
Yes. Good.
Also.
Guys, just give me
so Narimaska got that tie form.
I'll be back in just a second. There's a whistling online. Okay. Okay, any questions, guys? That was last week's revision.
Just because I was writing it down about when we use the plain form or the potential form, that there is a slight difference. I don't remember what we said for when we use potential in the previous examples with the yonisuru.
Yonisuru.
So, for example, the plain and yonisuru was like that you are determined. I heard from Yuki-san. But then what was the potential then in that case? When you want to stop smoking, for example, it was in this example, I think.
Tobacco or
Yamerareru.
Yeah. I want. Yeah. So Yuki, what I think what you said was the difference. Yeah, that difference. So we're talking about the previous. That are we? I think the shitei, the suru.
Tabako yame.
Tobacco or yameru yoni shimashita. Tobacco or yamerareru yoni shimashita.
の違いですよね。
はい。はい。
やめるようにしたい。タバコをやめるようにしたい。タバコをやめられるようにしたい。タバコをやめられるように。やめられるように、タバコをやめられるようにしたいのは、自分ができないのを知ってる。
Okay.
So you have to really change it.
Yeah.
So like if you're addicted to something, then you have to, やめられるように。やめるように is you just need to make an effort to just stop it. やめられる is you know that it's quite difficult to do that thing. It's like doing a 素振り。素振りできるように is that you know that there's no space, but you have to make a space to do things. If you were just するように、素振りをするようにだったら、you know there's a space you can do it, and you just need to do it.
Just need to try.
For the smoking too, if it was やめられるようにだったら you have to maybe put some like nicotine pad or something on it to make that things happen. And if it was just やめるようにだったら you just simply just don't smoke.
Right. So if we use the potential, it means at the moment it's not possible, but I need to make some change and then it will become possible.
I think that would be the I think that sounds like right to me.
So in order to become able to give up smoking, I did this. Compared to, I tried to give up smoking, which would just be やめようにしました。やめるようにしました。
If it was tomato, トマトが食べられるようになりました。トマトを食べるようになりました。これ違いますよね。トマトを食べられるようになったのと、トマトを食べるようになったは結構違いますよ。食べられる、トマトが食べられるようになったのは、you couldn't eat it before. トマトを食べるように。
Yuki, just to be clear, this is actually the previous subject. This is the ようにします, not the naru. So it's just the difference between the. I mean, what I actually wanted to practice this week was, I just tried to do it. I just tried. So something like tobacco 吸わないようにしました. Yeah. So the potential indicates that you actually have to do something extra to achieve it, whereas the plain form just means you're going to try. Is that right, Yuki?
I think that is correct.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Good. Okay, any other questions, guys? Right. Let us look at something else for a second. Hang on, just got to find the plain addition exercises. Right, okay. So guys, hopefully you also remember from we actually already explained this, the volition in the plain form. So I'd like us, just before we move on to today's new subject, to just practice some of these. Okay, so let's actually do these ones here. Let's go and eat sushi in Osaka in the plain volitional form. So next one is Jock. Let's go and eat sushi in Osaka.
Osaka ni sushi o taberu
So Jock, don't worry about the yawny stuff. This is just making a plain sentence, just using, instead of mashor, it's going to finish with or.
Osaka ni sushi o kui ni ikoka.
Kui ni ikoka, yeah, exactly. Let's just quickly chuck this on a plain slide. Just a second. Osaka ni sushi o. So let's use taberu. Yeah.
Tabe ni kikimashou ka.
So then
Ikoka.
Iko, yeah, Iko, exactly. Good. Joseph, let's watch a movie at the cinema tomorrow.
映画館で明日映画を見よう。
映画を見よう。Yeah, exactly. Good. Simon, let's study physics. Not the sort of thing you normally suggest to somebody for a fun night out.
Tapioca. I should.
Yeah, what's physics again?
物理でしょ？
そうですね。
物理の勉強しよう。
Yeah,
what
good.
was it?
Yeah, exactly. Or しよう。Exactly, しよう like this. Good. Spiros, let's drink shochu. Yeah.
Shochu o nomo.
No more. Good. Exactly. Sophia, let's speak in Chinese. But let's say that suggestion in Japanese, just to make things confusing.
Okay. Nihongo.
They're not the same country.
We don't want Chinese. Nihongo.
It's a different country.
Hanasho.
Let's do Chugoku.
Goku. Goku. Mo?
Go.
Hanasho.
Yes, good. Hanaso. Excellent. Wayne, let's call Mark.
Mark-san or Yoba.
Mark-san or, sorry, one more time, Wayne.
Yoba. Yobu.
Yobu. So Yobu is the plain form.
Yeah.
How do we turn this into the volitional then?
Yobo.
Yeah, good. And Effie, let's beat in front of the elephant statue next week.
This in front of the visit last time. What?
Can't hear.
So, Raishu. What is elephant statue?
So elephant is Zor, and statue is also Zor. So they're quite easy to remember.
Why didn't I write that? Okay.
Because maybe you were hoping that it was so memorable that you wouldn't need to write it down.
So wait, Zo is elephant and Zo is statue.
Hi.
Zo.
Yes, and he's messing with me. Yes.
Zono, mae, ni.
So this young. Zono, no, mae.
Mae, ni. Mae de. What's wrong with me and particles today? Ao.
Good. Very good. Cool. I think there was a few more I wanted to do. Just a second.
Is this ao? Not. I'm sorry. Is this de and not ni? Is it like a kind of state of being?
No, I think ao. If you're going to meet, if you're going to meet to somebody, then you can use ni for the person, but the place you're doing this in, Yuki, correct me if I'm wrong, this should be nomai de. No, de. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but if it was a person though you're meeting, then you could mark them with ni or to.
Okay.
Yeah. So, for example, let's meet Tanaka-san. Then laishu zono mae de Tanaka-san. And then here we could use Yuki again. Can you correct me if I'm wrong? Ni, to, or o. Which one?
そうですね。炭酸を、炭酸を、おはちょっと変かもしれない。
おはないですか？
にかとですね。
にとと、yeah. Cool. Guys, let's do a few more of these. We haven't done much speaking practice this time. So let's now unmute yourselves, please, guys. Yuki, you should maybe turn off your sound so you can't hear us. Yuki, have you ever listened to a school orchestra playing, like middle school? You know, like the music classes in schools.
Oh, yeah, yes.
And basically 99% of the children are using percussion instruments.
Oh.
So 1, 2, 3, smash. Okay, let's go from the top, guys. Osaka ni sushi o tabe ni iko.
Osaka ni sushi o tabe ni iko.
映画館で明日映画を見よう。
映画館で明日映画見よう。
物理の勉強をしよう。楽しい。
物理の勉強
をしよ
う。焼酎を飲もう。
焼酎を飲もう。
中国語を話そう。
中国語を話そう。
マークさんを呼ぼう。
マークさんを呼ぼう。
来週、ゾウの前で田中さんと会おう。
来週の像の前にたくさんに名を。
Good. Okay, let's do a few more, guys. Who's the last person to go? That was Effie, wasn't it? Yeah. Konstalinka, let's go to the park.
公園で、のに
Yes, good, good. 公園に
公園に、行こう。
Yes, good. 行こう。I was thinking. Ah, yeah. So, guys, let me explain this one first. Actually, Yadi, have a go first, and then I'll explain.
Okay.
Through it.
I'm always thinking, watashi no.
Actually, Yadi, to get you started, let's not worry about watashi. Let's make it.
Let's eat ice cream.
Yeah.
I would start in that sentence first. Yeah. Let's eat ice cream. Watashi no.
No, watashi no. Watashi no is verboten.
Okay, omo. Just always thinking.
So this is
itsumo.
Yeah, good. Itsumo. Ah, hang on.
To omoi.
Sorry, hang on. Ice cream. Itsumo.
I don't remember any other things that omoi.
Okay, so look, Yadi, look at this. Omo is fine, or kangaeru, but this part here is the verb of the sentence, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So this in a Japanese sentence would normally go where?
The last part.
Yeah, exactly. So here we're going to have the thinking is going to happen here, and then here this is where all the details are. For example, what are you doing? When are you doing it? Who are you doing it with?
There should be that let's eat ice cream.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
But I should change it, translate it also.
Yes.
Okay. Ice cream o
kurimu o
tabemashou.
Okay. So now this is in a thought bubble in your head. So not tabemashou, but
tapetai.
No. Still, it's tabemashou, but it's the plain form, isn't it?
Okay, tapeshou.
Tabesou desu. Tabenai de.
Tabemashou, tapeshou.
So no. This is a group 2 verb, isn't it?
Taberu, yeah.
Taberu. So how do we turn a group 2 verb into the plain volitional?
Tabeyo.
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 Tabeyo. Yeah. So important, guys. This is the one verb you need to remember.
Yeah, but I have never heard it before.
Okay. So just
not been last week.
Okay. So just remember this one verb for group 2 verb.
So it's wrong to say tabemashou.
If you put tabemashou inside reported speech, it then becomes, you then have to make the rest of the sentence even more polite. So to omottemasu, you're going to say to omotte irashaimasu or something. You have to make this distinction between the reported speech and what you're actually doing.
So tabeyo, ice cream o tabeyo to omoimasu.
Yes, good. Excellent. So we did this when we did the, do you remember when we did the Tsumori des, Yaruto, Ikuto, Masuko, Thomas? Yeah. So this is the sentence I wanted to use.
What you are going to do.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Jock, I'm thinking about watching a movie this evening.
今夜映画を見ようと思っています。
Yes, good. 思っています。Excellent. Good. Simon, Shall we swim in the river?
Is it just kawa or?
Yep. Kawa, good.
Kawa de oyogo.
That's it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, if you're making these questions, so you can see here we've got let's go to the park. But when we're making a suggestion like this, we can finish it with oyogoka. But this is kind of, there are certain dialects which tend to put ka at the end of this. But if you simply raise the intonation oyogo, then this is already making it a suggestion.
Yeah, exactly. I was kind of thinking if there has to be another word, but
yeah, this would be fine just leaving it as a oyogo. Spiros, let's have a beer before going home. Let's have a beer before driving home.
Driving or?
No, I was only joking. Just going home.
Home.
Well, there's a verb, isn't there, for going home, returning home?
Kairu.
Yeah, kairu.
Kairu mani.
Good. Kairu mani.
Ichibiru nomo.
Okay, so let's do
Hitotsu biru.
Hitotsu. Okay, good. Hitotsu.
Hitotsu biru.
Hitotsu
biru nomo.
Biru o nomo. This would be perfectly. This would be perfectly understood. Hitotsu. Better to have here. Hitotsu no biru o nomo.
Okay. Hai. Kairu mae ni hitotsu no biru o nomo.
Yes, excellent. Good. We haven't done counters yet much, Yuki. But let's learn one now actually, because we need to start increasing our vocabulary. So the word for a glass in Japanese is if it's this kind of drinking glass, this is gurasu, and the glass in your window, ironically, is pronounced garasu. But we don't, these are of course Japanized words of English. Counters for cups and glasses is hai. Hai. Now this is quite useful because the way that we, for example, if we're thinking about the katas in Iaido, ipponme, nihonme, sanbonme, this is also using a counter that begins with the letter H. So to change this from 1 cup, 2 cups, 3 cups is the same way that we would say ippon, nihon, sanbon, yonhon, etc. Yonhai. Yeah, yeah. So
instead of hitotsu, ippai.
Exactly, yeah. Ippai nobiru o nobiru desu ne, Yuki-san, この場合は。
Nobiru desu ne.
はい。Ippai nobiru.
Why we order ippon biru?
One more time, Yari.
Why we order ippon biru?
You can like a bottle. If it was a bottle, you can.
Yeah, yeah. So for long cylindrical objects like bottles, you can use ippon. If you're talking about glasses, though, this is better to say ippai.
Ippai. Okay.
Yeah.
Arigato.
So let's for a second practice these. Sorry, Jock, go ahead.
I just wondered why we can't do biru or ippai.
You can do this as well. So kairu mae ni. This can be used in the same way. Biru o ippai nomo, which is useful because this also means let's drink until we are sick. Ippai made nomo. Ippai sugite nomo. Let's practice these guys. So I'm not going to tell you the answers. What would be 1 glass? I think it's pretty obvious.
Ippai.
Ippai. 2 glasses?
Nihai.
3?
Sampai.
Sampai.
Sampai. Ipponme, nihonbe, sanbonme. Sambai. Sambai. 4?
Yonhai.
Yonhai, good. 5.
Gohai.
Gohai. Good. Good. 6.
Roppai.
Roppai. Good. Yes. 7.
Nanahai.
Usually we use nana hai. Yeah. 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 If you said chichihai, you would be understood. But it just sounds a bit
Chichihai then. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird to hear it these days. Yeah. 8.
Happai.
Happai.
Hachi. Happai.
Happai. If you said hachihai, you'd also be understood, wouldn't you, Yuki?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
Hachihai, yes.
Yeah.
Hachihai or hachipai?
So
it's a little easier to say happai.
Happai is it?
Than
Yeah.
hachihai.
Yeah. So hachihai or happai, both are fine.
Hachihai or hachipai? Because it's hachipon.
Happai.
Happai. So if you said Yuki, if you used hachi and then hai, this would stay as high, wouldn't it? Hachihai.
Hachihai, yes.
Yeah.
It's just it's more difficult to pronounce.
Yeah, yeah. And then 9.
Kuhai.
Kuhai.
Kuhai. Yep. And 10 glasses of beer. Could happen.
Chupai.
Exactly. Chupai.
A regular European sayonara party.
If you go to Creta in the summer, Chupai is just for warming up.
Before training.
For everything.
For everything.
10月祭りね。
ドイツの10月の祭り。
10月祭り。
Oktoberfest. Excellent. Good. Okay. Where were we? Who's drinking? Sophie. Should we play tennis next week?
Try to tennis or sure.
Sure. And so sure. Good. Excellent. Cool. Okay. So the reason why I wanted us to kind of partially master the plain volitional form is to actually introduce us to this week's subject. But before we do that, let's read these out loud. If you can unmute yourselves, please, guys. Okay, here we go. Koe ni ko.
Koe ni ko.
行こう。
いつもアイスクリームを食べようと思います。食べようと。
いつもアイスクリームを食べようと思います。
Yuki, I think in this case, kangaite mas is probably. I'm always thinking about eating ice cream. Would this be better?
Considering maybe kangaitemasu, it's maybe stronger.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. いつもアイスクリームを食べようと考えています。
いつもアイスクリームを食べようと考えています。
今夜映画を見ようと思っています。
今夜映画を見ようと思います。
川で泳ごう。
川で泳ごう。
帰る前に一杯のビールを飲もう。
帰る前に一杯のビールを飲もう。
来週テニスをしようか。来週テニスをしよう。
来週テニスをしよう。
Good. Okay. Right. Let's go on to today's newish subject. ちょっと待ってください。Okay. So far we've looked at different ways of expressing I'll try to do this or I tried to do this, and there's another form. All of these are kind of expressing different degrees of how much you're trying or how able you are to try it. And there's one more, which is volitional, which we've just been doing in the plain form, to suru. So this kind of indicates a one-time attempt trying to do something, a single attempt. You might try it again and again, but it's not like you're working at it. It's like you try and do it in one attempt. So this is a little bit different to say, for example, we've done before te mimasu. For example, nama sakana o tabete mimasu. I will try and eat raw fish. But this te mimasu means trying something for the first time, to test it, to sample it, to experiment it, to try and get the experience of it, to see if you like it, for example. Whereas this other form we're doing today means something slightly different. So, for example, I'm going to make a one-ditch attempt to blow up the Death Star. You wouldn't use temimas here because it's got quite dire consequences. You're actually going to actually just have a go, just have a smash at doing something. So, for example, the dog tried to eat my ice cream. So the dog wasn't trying to eat your ice cream to see if it liked ice cream or not. It was having a try. It was having an attempt. So inu ga ore no ice cream o tabeyou to shimashita. Okay. I'll give you a moment to write this down in case you want it. So what you'll notice each time is that when we use the volitional, there isn't really a negative or a past tense. So this is always remaining the same as we have in most grammatical compounds. This doesn't infer any timing. It's the to suru, which tells you whether it's positive, affirmative or negative, present, continuous or past. Okay, so let's try an example. Simon, the thief tried to take my wallet.
Yeah, what was the thief again?
Dorobo. Dorobo.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Did you hear my answer about what
okay,
thief is?
I was trying to ask what.
Oh,
no.
I must have mostly broken off. So it's dorobo, dorobo.
Dorobo. So dorobo ga watashi no zaifu o.
You can just use the word for take really here.
Motsu.
Not motsu, this means hold.
Right, yeah.
Take is
with T.
Yeah.
Toru.
Toru. Good.
Like that, right? Toru.
Yeah, exactly.
Toru toyo to shimashita.
Good. Can you say it one more time?
Dorobo ga watashi no zaifu o toyo to shimashita.
Toro. So Toro is group 1.
Toro. It's group 1. Toro to shimashita.
Yes. Good. Oops. Yeah, exactly this. Cool. Any questions, guys? That was the short briefing on this before we try some examples. Cool. Let's try some. We'll do 5 first, and then we're going to move on to another example of this. Spiros. Oh, actually, let's move. Sorry, because you did the beer one, didn't you? Let me move on to Sophie's left the room. So, Wayne, I will attempt to wake up at 5 a.m.
朝5時に、
朝5時に、So to me help you here, Wayne, to wake up or to get up. 起きる。
起きます。
Yeah,
起きる。
起きる. So I'll attempt to wake up at 5 a.m.
Attempt is the problem.
Okay, so turn this into the volitional. Is this a group 1 or a group 2?
Group 2.
Yes. So to turn this into the volitional.
起きWait. Okiyo.
Okiyo. And then.
To. Shimasu.
Shimasu. Exactly. Yeah. Asa 5時に起きようとします. Exactly this. Good. Joseph, I always try to read to improve my Japanese.
いつもよもいつも日本語のなんか日本語を
To improve, are you thinking of?
Yes.
So, I mean, if we can't think of something slightly more sophisticated, we could just say to make it good. To make it good.
日本語をいいに
Not e, but this is yeah, yoi, and then this is an adverb. So
良いに
so you can't use yoi ni. Yoku, good.
欲に
So the ku already makes a direction. You don't need ni again. But we now need a verb basically.
欲しよ
So think of yoku suru would be it will become better, and then in order for it to become better, we did this at the beginning of the class.
ように
Yoni.
こうするようにいつもいつも日本語で読みます。
We got Itsumo Nihongo already, so you can probably just yeah, you're probably right actually.
Switch them to the end.
Yeah, okay. So Itsumo. Itsumo.
日本語で
Yes. 日本語で
読もうとします。
読もうとします。Good. Yeah, good. 日本語を良くするように良くするためゆきさん、この場合は良くするためにの方が、
日本語を良くするためにいつも日本語でですね。
そうですね。Yeah. So you can help me here because this is also slightly cloudy for me. 良くするために and if how
in
about
order to improve the Japanese, I will read.
Is this also 良くなるように? Is this also
日本語良くなるように、日本語が良くなるようにですね。
日本語が
良くなるように。日本語を良くするために、日本語で。
Why 日本語 is 2 times there?
Yeah, I think the meaning of the sentences, even though it's not written in English, is I try to improve my Japanese by always trying to read in Japanese, rather than
interpretation.
So, yeah, exactly. I think this is right. This kind of makes it, Nihongo o, like this, Yuki.
日本語が良くなるように、そうですね。
So both of these are fine, aren't they, Yuki?
Yes.
Yeah. So this
Both
first
fine.
one means for me to improve my Japanese, etc. And 2 is for my Japanese to improve, etc., etc. Somebody sawing through the bread somewhere.
So if we're going to use the verb to improve,
Mm-hmm.
it would be easier and not use the yoni at all.
Well, actually, this is almost certainly the only way that, there are other verbs you can use to improve, but then you still need to use tameni or yoni with those to say, in order for that to happen, I always read in Japanese. I always try to read in Japanese. Yeah. Cool.
But actually, on this example, if you say that the toshimas formulation or the volitional toshimas is a one-time try, then why would you say I always try? Shouldn't you be using the yonishimasu?
To be honest, I stole this from a website which was giving examples of this.
日本語が良くなるように、いつも日本語で読もうと努力しますとかですよね。
努力しますね。
だから本当はそこは努力します。
Yeah, so I nicked this one from a website.
そこに努力があったら、the effort you have put in is one time only, I suppose.
Yeah.
That effort is one continuous. So
with doryoku, you mean, Yuki?
So trying once, but that trying is the duration of 1 month or like 2 months.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah. No, Simon, you're right. It doesn't really work with that idea of having a one-hit attempt at doing it, does it? Okay, let's put this aside for a second. Yeah, I think doryoku torsion, and we'll cover that at a different time. Okay. Piotr, I'm going to try to finish my homework tonight.
今夜宿題をfinish. Would I use 終われる here?
I think 終える.
終やる? 終える.
終える.
Okay.
But I think Yuki's thinking of 完成する.
終われるは大丈夫ですよ。
終われる?
終われるも大丈夫です。
そうそう、OK。
終えれるも大丈夫です。多分。
Okay.
But then if I use 終われる, I should use 宿題が, right?
Yeah. 宿題を終われるように、宿題が終われるように。どっちもいいと思いますけどね。宿題を終われる。
終わるは自動詞でしょ？だから宿題は。
宿題を終われるように。宿題が終われる。
ならないですか？
でも使っちゃいますよ。
But they use it anyway, right? Okay.
It doesn't sound that bad.
Yeah.
But I suppose, yeah, if you're learning this structure, then yes, maybe ga is better, so that you don't get confused.
So, are we using water then?
Let's do both. Let's do both. Then.
Okay, so 終わろう.
終わろう. 終わろう. Yeah.
とします。
はい。
Then the other one would be 今夜宿題が終われようとします。
So let me just try these out a second because Yuki's also thinking about this. I think this should be 宿題が and then this should be 宿題を終えます。終えようとします。
But then the first one should then be 終われろ。Sorry, 終われよう。
終わる。
今夜宿題が終われるように 終われるようにですね。
But I don't want to use yoni here. I just want to say, gonna have a try.
But if you want to make the volitional out of owarero, owareru, you have to make it owareyo, right?
終わろうとする。
Hang on a
終え
second.
ようとする。
Yeah.
終えようとする。
So I'm trying to avoid making the sentence too
終え
complex.
ようですね。終えようの方が自然だと。宿題を終えよう。
Or yeah. So I'm just trying to keep away from I'm going to see if I am able to finish my homework tonight. I don't want to use this because this is now making it too complex. I just want to say I'm going to try and finish it. Not I'm going to try and see if I can finish it. So I wanted to stay away from potential forms and combining those with volitional forms. Yuki?
終えようとします。
This one.
Yes.
Yeah.
宿題をまあ、そうですね。しますがちょっとあれですけど、終えようでいいと思います。
終えよう。はい。Okay. I had a go at trying to write with my left hand. Now I've written the word combine here because this is where I did want you to try to use yoni as well to combine it into this sentence.
Is it? Sorry.
It's UFE, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So am I breaking up? Because sometimes.
No. My sound didn't come.
Okay.
So you want me to combine it with yoni because I was thinking actually to combine it with the te mimas. Like as an experiment, it's not like you. I don't know. Okay.
I'll tell you what. Let's try them all. Let's try them all. So I attempt.
Okay.
I had a try to see if I could do it. I then had an attempt. I had a one-go attempt. Let's try them all.
Okay. So, hidari de. So first, what am I doing? Can I do the mimas because I have it in my mind now?
Yeah, sure.
So, kako shite mimashita. Kako suru. Ne, kako yo ni suru. Sorry, kako. Wait, I'm confused now.
Okay, so let me just quickly write at the top this construction. It's the verb in the plain volition.
Yeah, kako. What's the kako?
Yeah.
And then
plus
trying to write kako yo ni. Kako yo ni. Is it kako yo ni shite mimashita?
Shite mimashita. My God. Hidari de kako yo ni shite mimashita.
Because it's like suru, yoni suru, kako yoni suru, but then you also have the te mimas, no?
Okay. Let me just try and comb out some easier things from this for a second. Hidari te de kaite mimashita. I think this is the first thing that you were thinking of, maybe.
No, but you also want to say I was trying to write.
Yeah, of course,
I tried to try.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hidari te de kako. I think. So Yuki, in this case, kaku yo ni shite mimashita.
その方がいいと思います。
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't have to do the evolution and tos. Okay, that's kakotos. Okay, okay, now I see. Okay, and then what you wanted the thing with the yoni.
So you've got yoni here already.
Yes. Okay.
How about the tosuru?
Tosuru. Yeah. So where is that going now? So hidari te de kakoto shimashita. But then it's only one trying. Do we have to? Okay.
Sure. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. Yeah.
Kakoto shimashita. Okay.
Good. Okay. So I wouldn't normally put things about suicide into our Japanese lessons. It's just that the website that I found, which had lots of examples of these, I think it was auto-generating sentences, and 2 out of 10 mentioned he tried to commit suicide or she tried to commit suicide. So I thought, okay, let's put one in so we know how to say this. Constant Linka, he tried to suicide last year.
The whole year since the pandemic started.
I think it only means once.
You just need to, to succeed on your once. Anyway, to suicide. I don't know this verb.
So this is jisatsu.
Jisatsu.
Yeah, jisatsu. Okay.
Seppuku is different.
Sorry?
Seppuku is totally different.
Yeah, it's a bit more messy than just normal suicide. Yeah. He actually tried to disembowel himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too sophisticated. Okay, kyonen. Kanojo is she. He?
Yeah.
How is she? Kanojo is he? No.
Kanojo is she.
She. So I don't remember the he.
Kare.
Kare. Jesus Christ, superstar. Kyonen kare. Jisatsu. Shio. No, what was the? I break everything. Shio. Shio to shimashita.
Yes, good, exactly. Shio to shimashita. Good. Cool. Let's try reading these, guys.
Andy, can I?
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to ask Yuki. I was told rather than jisatsu to use jigaisu.
Jisatsu is a more common word that you will probably see on the newspapers.
Okay.
Jiga is more difficult words that you probably read on the book, I think.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So self-harm, is it self-harm, jigai?
Jigai.
Well, it says suicide in AED. It says it's a rare.
The guy is harm or injury.
Oh, okay.
And satsu is killing.
Killing, yeah.
Thank you.
How you write that satsu?
So
can you put there with near to
jigai? Jisatsu.
自害でも死ぬことはあると思うけど。
そうですね。
ね。
So this is jisatsu. This is jigai. So this satsu here, this character satsu means korosu, which means to kill.
Kill korosu, kill korosu.
It is also the satsu from Satsujinken?
Yes.
Yes.
Satsu setsu. Yeah.
Jigai is jisatsu is all, someone's looking at someone committing suicide. So he is committing suicide. You see in the person killing himself. Jiketsu is you killing yourself. Like viewpoint.
Yeah.
And jigai is the you're going to kill yourself, but there is another factor that somebody else is there, and you, for example, there is an enemy there, and rather than being killed by the enemy, you kill yourself. That's jigai. But it's really and also you kill yourself using like a knife and a sword, so you don't really use it anymore. You probably only see it in like historical kind of books that someone committed suicide like during a war, or like a samurai war and stuff like that.
Right.
I have a grammatical question and understanding. If we use the korosu in passive, isn't acceptable. Like I'm killing myself, or in like a metaphorical way, I'm killing myself to work.
Jibun jisatsu suru?
But using the koroshu.
Jibun o koroshita. I mean, you can say this, can't you? It just doesn't. It sounds a bit.
No, you don't really use it, but I suppose you can try to. 使わないですね、でもね。
We wouldn't really use it. Jock?
I think in Kendo they have a thing called Sansatsu Ho.
ありますね。はい。
Killing, I don't know, the opponent's was
it's their
killing
sword.
the opponent's
isn't it
spirit.
Ken Miki or something?
Ken o koroshu, waza o koroshu, ki o koroshu.
Right. So
Sansapo.
Sansapo, ne?
From the Yagyu Shinkageryu school.
Yeah. So kill their sword, kill their technique, kill the spirit.
Kill the spirit.
Yeah.
Ken o koroshu, waza o koroshu, ki o koroshu.
So it's doing something to opponent's sword, to killing it down.
Yeah. So the Ken o koros to kill the sword, then waza o koros to destroy their technique, and ki o koros to destroy their spirit.
Okay. Yeah. And sinute means a dead hand.
Yeah. Something. Constantina? Oh, sorry.
I said thank you. It was very.
Okay, so coming off the subject of suiciding, let's move on to something else, shall we? Let's grab some more.
Encourage us to suicide.
It does mean that we can use the what's it called? The vaccines elsewhere. Right, let's read these, guys. If you can unmute yourselves. Asa 5時に起きようとします。
朝5時に起きようとします。
日本語を良くするためにいつも日本語で読もうと努力します。
日本語を良くするためにいつも日本語で読もうと努力します。
今夜宿題を終えようとします。
今夜宿題を終えようとします。
左手で書いてみました。
左手で書いてみました。
左手で書くようにしてみました。
左手で書くようにしてみました。
左手で書こうとしました。
左手で書こうとしました。
去年彼が自殺しようとしました。
去年彼が自殺しました。
Okay, cool. So we're going to do a little bit of reading practice, guys. And for those of you that can read Japanese, you can read the Japanese. For those of you that can't, then I've written the Romaji. Just a second to see this being used in context. So I don't know if many of you read. Yuki, what are the 4 square manga called again?
4コマですか?
4コマ. So this is quite a popular cartoon style, isn't it, in Japan, where we have just 4 squares.
Story of, was it introduction? Something like the 4 sections, isn't it? The Kisho Tenket, isn't it? And
yeah.
My son was doing that at school. I forgot.
I didn't know that there was a theme to each square, though. Like, so you're saying there's an introduction.
Dun, 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 dun. I think originally there was that's why I think there's 4.
Ah, okay.
Like a
story arc,
climax and an ending, or something like that.
Right, and like a conclusion or something at the end. So I've broken these up, guys. But this is square 1, square 2, then this one square 3, and then square 4. So if you can read the Japanese, then please do. If you can't, then you can read this on the left. I'll give you a second to have a read through.
Are we gonna end up with a Dogen video where he says "ni to shito" for everything?
When you've reached the same level of what's the word? Cynicism that he has achieved, then yeah, we'll start doing that.
Yeah.
Time's up, everyone.
That was just the cow outside of Simon's house. Just
Outside, right?
Yeah. Oh, maybe he does live in a barn, like Heidi. Ooh, look at that! How beautiful!
That looks amazing.
Yeah.
Is that a view, or is that your actual view?
Well, it's the view of my grandparents' place.
Nice.
So there are no cows outside at this time of year with that much snow.
Okay, let's have a try, shall we, guys? I'll just break off the thing and then we can write it in here. So this is a little bit like Sunday's class, guys, because this is highly casual Japanese. So it might be a little bit difficult to understand some of the things that are said. But shiteta. So let's see. Where we last?
I think it was me whose turn it's now, but I don't know what shiteta
okay.
means.
So this means, if I say this in easy speak, shite imashita ka is what she's actually asking him. Shite imashita ka.
How are you? No.
I know this is. This
Did
comes
you
from
know?
Did you know? Yeah, exactly.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Did you know? And then.
Sikoto mo sinaisi kakkoni mo ikanai.
Yeah.
To work doesn't. To work, not go.
Good.
Also not in the gakko school.
Yep. To not go to school. To not go to school.
Nani mo shinai hitotachi o. What else not?
One more time, Yeri, sorry.
Nani mo shinai hitotachi o.
Yeah. So just if you do this part first, nani mo shinai, this means.
What else you didn't?
Well, it just means do nothing. Do nothing.
Ah, do nothing. Yeah.
And then these three sentences, shigoto mo shinai shi. So she is a connector. Gakko ni mo ikanai. Then she doesn't bother putting the connector here, but there should be she here as well. Nani mo shinai. All of these three are modifiers for this noun here. They're all in the. I know that they're all in the whole sentence is in the plain form, but they're left like this to make it clear that these are modifiers. They're like adjectives for hitotachi, which means.
We both are humans. I don't know how to translate.
People.
Okay.
Yeah.
All people. Yes.
Yeah. People. O ni to you.
That need, not in education employment. I don't understand.
So this you is imas. Imas.
Imas. To be.
Not to be. Not imas, but imas.
Imas. Okay. Good.
No,
Not yoku. Not yoi. not EU, is saying.
Say, yes, yeah, exactly. Nido, we say. And then we haven't done this form yet, rashiyo, but this is like, guys, remember we've done ikisodes, tabesodes. It looks like, it seems like. This also means seems like.
Okay. Rashiyo.
Or seems to be in this case. So if you tie all this together into a meaningful English sentence, because at the moment we've done a direct translation from Japanese into English.
So doing nothing is word nito.
Yeah.
You don't go to work, you don't study, you don't do anything.
Exactly, yes.
Just be.
Exactly this. Yeah, exactly. So did you know people who don't work, don't go to school, or even or don't do anything are seemed to be called nido.
So it's a noun for the people who are like that.
Yeah, so it's up here. It's short for not in education, not in employment or training.
Okay, yeah.
Nido.
So maybe these guys who are living in the parks or somewhere, and if you are
in the park or in Hammersmith,
and they have some kind of bags over there.
Yeah, it's basically a description of Yuki.
Yes.
What's it, Hammersmith?
So, sorry, somebody said something?
At home? Also
Yes.
at home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're just
homeless people.
Yeah.
No,
not homeless. Not homeless.
Not homeless.
No, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Simon, shinjirarenai.
No, I didn't know.
I can. Yeah.
No, I cannot believe it. Right.
I cannot believe it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Believe it. And then she says, so, nande shigoto o sagasou to shinai n deshou? So, Simon, let's go to you again. So,
yes.
Yes.
More or less.
Nande shigoto o sagasou to shinai deshou? Exactly. Good. Then, nande shigoto o sagasou to shinai deshou? Don't worry about the bit here. We'll do that in a second.
Which work?
So nande, this means, this is an interrogative, and it means what? Do you remember? Nande.
It looks very familiar, but I can't connect it.
Spiros, do you know nande? Yeah, you're muted at the moment, by the way.
Nande, what?
Not what, but
why?
Why?
Or there's another one.
Why or shiranai?
It's why or how. Depending
by way of what?
Yeah. by which way? Yeah. So why or how or by what way, depending on the context. And then why? Spiros, shigoto o sagasou to shinai. Just this part here. Shigoto o sagasou to shinai.
How?
So shigoto o is
To work.
Yeah. So
What always work?
How work?
Guys, I'm just have to call you back in a second. I've got. I'll be back to you in a second. I've just got to take an urgent telephone call. Sorry, I'll be back in just a second. Hello, Andrew Watson.
Dekiru no?
Hey Siri.
Who know what means sagaru, the verb?
You bastard.
Hey Siri, safe search off. Siri, play Baby Shark.
Baby shark, baby shark. I think I have the perfect voice for this song.
Watashi ni koroshita.
Okay, Google, play Baby Shark.
I'm so glad I trained mine for my voice.
Now play Baby Shark. Baby shark, baby shark, baby shark, baby shark.
We should make this our next anthem at the EIC. And then start with Consta Shark.
I'm gonna be in the front, but nobody will be able to see me, you know.
Maybe if you put a fin on your head, people will see you. Like, you know, little children in the Netherlands, when they ride bicycles, they have this very tall flagpole so that drivers see them. You could use that as well.
You know why I have so many bling blings on my sword case? Because people are following the sound of the sword bag and they know where I am.
Is that what the flag's for? I always wondered.
No, Wayne, it's not meant for you to know where to aim with your car.
Is it a Mercedes? It was made for that. So who remembers this epic South Park episode where people bought a lot of stuff on Amazon because Cartman said, Alexa.
Thank God I don't have Alexa.
But that wasn't, as in, not just in the episode, but actual.
Yeah. Actually,
the
they
actual
put
home
it.
assistants made the orders, right?
Well, they just put it in the basket because they were not that mean. But
Okay.
yeah.
I didn't see it, but I read about it. Was it just Alexa? Or was it also with Siri and Google?
I think it was Alexa.
I mean, it did prove a point.
It was hilarious. Yeah.
I'm kind of worried because this conversation is taking so long. Maybe Andy will have a new project and we won't be able to have ANC anymore.
Well, but then he can go to seminars because he has money to travel. That's good.
No, we'll just invite him to seminars. That's fine. He doesn't need money.
Oh yeah, who needs money?
Hey Siri, get Alexa to tell Cortana she needs to Google it.
It needs to cancel Cortana. I think they
Have you ever seen that loop with the agenda entries? There was somebody had used, like, I think 3 assistants, like Siri saying, "Hey Google, what's on the schedule today?" And then Google starts reading, "Today we have on schedule," and then, "Hey Alexa, what do we have on the agenda today?" And then Alexa starts reading, "Today we will see, hey Siri, what's on the schedule today?" And then this nice loop came from that. People are bored.
I think it's perfect. It's nice to point out the stupidity of technology.
That's why they call it the interference of things.
Oh yeah, oh, that too. So Piotr.
Yes, Joseph, tell me.
What's the problem with your house? Why is it shaking when you're doing suburi?
Yeah, I mean, it's a 17-story house, so obviously when I'm using the suburito, it's...
Okay.
No, I honestly have no idea. I was thinking, I didn't see it myself either, but I was thinking I'm on a carpet and the table next to me is also on the carpet, table that the phone was on, and the phone wasn't very stable.
Makes
so I'm
sense.
thinking maybe the carpet was shaking a little bit. I don't know. Or
why do you spoil the fun now, Piotr? It should be one of the mysteries that are going unanswered, and it stays as a mystery.
So the correct answer is obviously I'm putting way too much power into my car. Sorry, Effie. Simon, how long are you over at your grandparents for?
How long have I been here, or what?
Oh, well, how long have you been there? How long are you planning on staying?
And why are we not there?
Yeah.
Well, there is a pandemic going on. Otherwise, I would be happy to have visitors here. No, I'm coming and going a little bit. I'm also staying at my parents' place in Zurich sometimes, but I've actually been in Switzerland for 4 months now, I think, or coming up to 4. Like in the last 12 months, I've basically spent probably 9 of them outside of Sweden, outside of where I usually live.
Are you allowed to travel between your parents and your grandparents freely, or I mean the travel itself, but also staying with them, or are there no restrictions?
Yeah, well, there is a restriction on the number of people that you can have in one particular place. But if you stay within the family and the family is not bigger than, I don't know, I don't remember if it was 5 or 10 people, then that's fine.
So, yep.
Obviously masks in public places and stuff, right? But in the family, that's fine.
Cool. So when you arrive at your grandparents, do you have to go into quarantine first, or do you seclude yourself from them?
If I come from abroad, yes.
Yeah.
But if I just stay in the family, then no.
Okay.
I'm still sort of in quarantine.
Yeah?
Yep, 2 weeks plus this week is self-management. I have to wear a mask at all times. Not allowed to eat outside, no public transport. So might as well stay home.
Yeah, well, yeah. Makes more sense. Yeah.
But sorry, where are you now? In Taiwan or in Germany?
I'm in Taiwan now.
Okay, I'm
So,
confused. You're everywhere.
So I'm allowed to train without mask. Start on Sunday.
So do you still travel often between Germany and Taiwan?
Not as often as before, every 6 months. Since I have also a place here, it needs to be maintained. I also need to pay taxes here, unfortunately.
Of course, yay. Yuki-san.
なんかジョークを言えって話が来てますね。
親父ギャグお願いします。
あったんだけどな。なんだったかな。
簡単なお願いします。
簡単なやつ簡単なやつジョークね、なんかいいのあるかなみんなが知ってるのは何かあるんですか知っているジョークはありますかみんな。
全然。
ないですか
いやジョークは上手。日本語の言葉上手に、日本語
でジョークを何て言うかって
そう。
冗談です。冗談。冗談。Yeah, same as the Jordan, isn't it? It's the can do. Jordan. Jordan ね。 布団が吹っ飛んだとかですか？知ってる？布団は知ってる？布団。
はい。
布団。吹っ飛んだはわかる？吹っ飛んだ。布団が吹っ飛んだ。吹っ飛んだは、blew away. So it's like Japanese joke is that いつもね、like a very similar word comes together, like a 象の象とか、布団が吹っ飛んだとか。
このエスカレーターはエスカレーター。
なんか知ってるのある？デビルさん。
帰りね。
カエルが帰るとか。ね。Frog and going home.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I have to go for the time. See you next time.
Bye,
I'm
Spiro.
sorry. See you next time. See you. Bye. Bye.
ちょっと待ってね。
はい。
なんか探そう。いや。
He's got a joke book.
Japanese pun book.
簡単な冗談ね。簡単。
あ、親父ギャグのギャグ。
漫才ですか？
ギャグとも言うよね。
ギャグ。
ギャグ。あ、でもダジャレか。ダジャレだね。ダジャレ。ダジャレ。よし。これか。カエルが帰る。あ、いたね。猿が猿。なんだと思う？猿。猿はそう。モンキー。猿が猿。その猿は何でしょう？猿。わかんない。
So the verb 猿。
What's the verb 猿？猿。
Is that monkeying around?
猿っていうのは、it's similar to going home. So it's going somewhere. So the monkey is going somewhere. 猿が猿。あとは、なんだ？イルカは、イルカはわかる？なんでイルカって言うんだろうね。イルカはドルフィン。イルカ
Yuki's
は
thinking, what the hell do you guys know?
Very little.
ちょっとだけね。イルカは、そうだ、イルカはドルフィン。So, イルカは、イルカ
Doesn't exist.
イルカ Exactly. イルカイルカはイルカ
パンダ。
パンダ
パンダがパンダ
違うね。
Is it panda a pen? What?
パンダの好きな餌はパンダ。
ああ、いいね。パンダが好きな餌はパンダ。
What is the panda's favorite food? Bread.
It's bread.
もっとあったね。さっきなんかあったんだけどな。
I'm back. I'm back. Hello, hello. Sorry about that.
Hello.
I had to. It was a National Health Service telephone call I had to take. Cool. Who have we lost?
Spiros.
Oh, okay. And has Jock gone as well?
He's been gone for a while.
Oh, right. Okay. Right. Let's go back. Did you guys finish this with Yuki?
No. We learned some Japanese puns.
Ah.
And panda eat the bamboo.
And puns.
Okay, let's have a look at this then, shall we? Okay. Nande shigoto os. Let's go to try and see all of you on the screen at the same time. Wayne. Oh no, sorry, Sophie. Shigoto o sagaso. Shigoto o sagaso.
Shigoto, I know it's work. Sagaso.
So if you look up sagasu in your dictionary.
Sagasu.
Sagasu.
Wait.
It means if you search for Sagasu in your dictionary.
Oh, there we go. The answer was in the question. Sagasu o sagashite kudasai. Sagasu o sagase.
To search.
You mean people.
The answer's there already, Sophie. It's to search.
To search.
Yeah.
Okay, you're making jokes with me.
Yeah.
Okay, why?
So sagaso, this is the volitional form of to search, right? Sagaso. And then Joseph, to shinai.
Well, don't do this. If you don't.
So this is linking back to the lesson we've just done. So sagaso
yeah.
to shinai means
Yeah. Don't try to.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And then this, now I know that we've kind of touched on this on the Sunday classes. Ndesho means, in this case, I wonder why.
Yeah, wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So translating this into meaningful English, Piotr?
Indeed. Well, I wonder why you're not looking for work. Or you're not trying to find work, sorry.
Yeah, wonder why they don't try.
Oh, they. Okay.
Yeah, it's talking about the Nitos,
Mm.
which is a kind of breakfast cereal. And then, let's see, Effie. 羨ましい。なんでそういう生活ができるの？お金とかいらないの？ Just move this stuff across a second.
So, I'm jealous. Well, I think I just get the gist. I'm not sure I understand all the forms now. So like, how can they live like that?
Yeah, exactly.
How can they live like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. お金とか、コンスタンティーナ、お金とかいらないの？
Otoka, among other things, money, they don't have money.
Yeah. いらない？
Iranai. Don't want to have money.
Need.
Need. Oh,
yeah. And if we put no at the end, this is like saying ka. This is a casual way of asking a question. Iranai no means irimasen ka. How that they need money. Things like money. And then yari? Ya. Nito wa suki de naru mono janai to omou yo. This is slightly, oops, sorry. This is a slightly complex sentence, but if you break it into bits.
Nito wa suki do naru mono. You mean that sentence?
Yes. Yeah.
The Nitos like to be simple, I think. Live simply.
Yeah. So that's so this is a kind of sub clause here. So Nito, of course, is talking. This is of course talking about these neat people.
Yeah.
Ski de naru.
They like to be like that.
Yeah.
Nito like to be.
Or they become because they like to.
Okay.
Yeah. Ski de. So ski de means ski de.
Like?
Yeah, kind of. It's giving a reason for becoming like this. So by liking it, they become. By liking ski de naru. this is why this is a slightly tricky sentence, this one, because it's saying, as for neat people, okay, that's the subject. Ski de naru, like, become because they like, because they want to. And then Simon, mono janai tomo yo.
Mono is that things, right? Janai,
things.
so like nothing, or
so this means dewanai, janai, dewanai, dewa arimasen.
Well, there is nothing.
That would be just nai, but janai means they are not in this case. So janai just means janai. This means dewa arimasen. It's just a casual way of saying this. To omo yo.
But the things, the things are not, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Or the nitos. Okay.
Yeah. So what this is saying is, let's take this out of the subclause a second. I'm going to just shift the subclause. Ski de naru mono. Which mono does she use? Oh, it's just the hiragana. So people who are neat are not, do not become this way because they want to. So neat people are not, janai, becoming like this because they want to. Ski de naru mono. It's difficult.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
so
just,
they don't become neat out of their own volition.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is like modifiers in the sentence. We've got like several modifiers stacked on top of each other. This is why it's quite difficult to read this sentence.
And the to omoyo means I think.
Yes. Correct. Yeah. Yeah. I think.
How would you translate the iya at the beginning of the Japanese sentence? Would that be I disagree, or
yeah, it just means no, doesn't it? Nah. Yeah.
It's the yeah.
Yeah.
Yada.
Yeah. It's not the yada that Rieko shouts when what's his
Is
name?
it not? Is it not the iya da as in
bad? Yeah. Is it Yuki? This ya and yada.
やはいいえの嫌ですよね。嫌いの嫌じゃなくていいえの嫌だ。
Yeah, so it's just a casual way of saying iya, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. So actually, this yada actually has a kanji, doesn't it?
はい。
That's the
kirai. Yeah, exactly. So that would be yada to say I hate it. Get off me. Stop touching me with your filthy hands. And this is just simply yeah. This just means yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. So guys, can we now turn this story into meaningful English?
Yeah, the last is very difficult.
Yeah. So actually, what Piotr said is exactly right. So can you say that again?
The people who are neat do not become neat because of their own volition.
Neat because of their own volition. Exactly.
And I slipped in a reference to today's lesson.
Volition, nice linking there. Well done. Cool. So let's just get rid of anybody who does EI accusing somebody else of being nerdy is perhaps the biggest irony.
I mean, it gets worse when you do EI on a PlayStation, right?
Exactly.
To be honest.
How do you spend your time? I do EIDO. Do you do anything else? Yes, I play EIDO on PlayStation. So she says, "Shiteta, did you know? Shigoto mo shinai shi, gakkou ni mo ikanai. Nani mo shinai hito tachi o nito toyu rashii desu yo. Did you know, shiteru, people who don't work, don't go to school, don't do anything, seem to be called nito. And then he says, Shinjirarenai, I don't believe it. And she says, so, yes. Nande shigoto o sagasou to shinai n deshou? I wonder why they don't search for work. He says, Uriamashi, I'm jealous. Nande soyu seikatsu ga dekiru no? How do they live? How do they survive? Okane toka iranai no? Don't they need money or stuff? And then she says, no, they don't, because, as Piotr said, they don't. Nito wa suki de naru mono janai to omou yo. They don't become neat because they want to. Cool.
She looks very shocked though.
I know,
Like
she's the one that brought it up. I've got a feeling actually this is a generic cartoon and they've just overwritten a new set. Don't you think, Yuki?
I think so.
Yeah. I
One
mean,
of these meme templates.
Yeah, yeah. Because the printing doesn't match the drawing style at all. This would normally be written, this would normally be handwritten, wouldn't it, Yuki? Okay, right. I don't.
Sorry, I have to go.
Sure.
Okay. See
Yeah,
you
we're overrunning time. Guys,
Mm.
have you guys got any more time? The rest of you?
No, I also have to go.
Oh, okay, let's call it a day, shall we? Because yeah, I've also got to do a bit of work at some point.
Okay,
So.
thank you then.
Okay, thanks everybody.
Okay,
Thanks, Yuki.
Bye.
Thanks for your help, Yuki.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Johnny.
Bye.